But first, after weeks of blistering criticism, President Obama finally getting ready to face Americans to tell us how he plans to combat ISIS. The president will address the nation on Wednesday. Senator Ted Cruz joins us. Good evening, sir.
Greta, good to be with you.
A bit of the plan has somewhat leaked out from the White House. This is Washington, but your thoughts on what we anticipate the president's going to say and do?
Well, you know, unfortunately, from the beginning of this, we have seen President Obama being fundamentally unserious. He dismissed ISIS at the outset as the junior varsity. That turned out to be very wrong. Then last week he told us that he had no strategy, to the surprise of nobody.
In Syria?
Well, and for dealing with ISIS. And he hasn't had a strategy for dealing with ISIS. And at this point, we have seen ISIS declare war on the United States. They are crucifying Christians. They are beheading children. They have beheaded 2 American journalists. And they have done so on the world stage, pledging an intent to take jihad to
now,
America.
To get ISIS, most people have to go to the route, which would be Syria. You are opposed to boots on the ground, right?
Well, my view is we need to set the objective of taking ISIS out. And
okay,
I believe
assume he sets the objective, we don't want ISIS. I mean, his Secretary of Defense, Hagel, certainly has been scary the way he's warned everybody. Assuming he wants that, boots on the ground or not?
We can do this predominantly through a concentrated air campaign. ISIS right now, they're diffuse, they're covering too much territory, they're 10 to 15,000 people on the ground. But what we can't do is simply lob a missile, drop a bomb. I mean, if you look at the Obama-Clinton foreign policy, it's been a photo op foreign policy. It hasn't been focused on a concrete military objective tied to U.S. national security. In this instance, what our focus should be is taking ISIS out so that they cannot project terror and murder Americans.
What do you think of the State Department's video? Is that a recruitment video, or is that going to scare every American not to be a member of ISIS? I mean, where do we get that money?
You know, I just thought it was bizarre. I mean, it was a strange thing to put out. And I think it's a manifestation of what I talked about a second ago, which is a photo op foreign policy or a press release foreign policy. The focus of the Obama-Clinton foreign policy from day one has not been protecting vital national security interests of the United States. Instead, it's been making a statement, and it's been putting out a tweet. It's been fundamentally unserious, and that's part of what has made the world so dangerous.
But talking about danger, one of the things many Americans worry about is people coming into the United States, or even Americans leaving, joining ISIS, and coming back. You have a bill that you have either interest or want to deal with the Americans. What is the bill?
Right. No, that's exactly right. It's legislation that I introduced today. There are over 100 Americans right now who have gone and are fighting alongside ISIS. The legislation that I introduced today in the Senate amends existing law to provide that taking up arms and fighting alongside ISIS constitutes a renunciation of United States citizenship, so that we can't have people who have joined the terrorists using U.S. passports to come back and commit acts of terror here at home. And, you know, Greta, it's my hope that we will see bipartisan cooperation passing this legislation. We've had indications from some Senate Democrats, interest that they may be interested in working together on this. And I hope we see both the Senate and the House leave politics at the water's edge and say, let's all come together when it comes to protecting American citizens from radical Islamic terrorists bent on murdering citizens here.
Well, I think you're going to need some help on the House side. Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann is going to be joining us soon, and she similarly has something she wants to do in the House on that. But let me go back to what President Obama intends to say on Wednesday. Does he have to go to Congress to take any more military action?
Absolutely, yes.
Why? Under the War Powers Act, doesn't he have some time to act unilaterally?
Well, the Constitution is the fundamental law of the land. And as you know, the Constitution gives Congress the authority to declare war. And it gives the President the authority to be Commander-in-Chief. And the distinction between the two, the President has inherent constitutional authority to respond to an imminent threat. If there's a clear and present danger to our national security, the President can respond to protect America. But in this instance, the President has said that he doesn't see the urgency or imminence. He's talking about potentially prolonged military conflict that could last months or years, in which case he has a constitutional obligation to go to Congress and seek authorization from
Now, when you
Congress.
say authorization, are you asking that? Are you saying we should declare war on ISIS? If we're going to do the Constitution rule, maybe we should do it like straight up. We're going to declare war on ISIS, and there should be a vote on the Hill on a declaration of war against ISIS. Is that what you're seeking?
A congressional authorization for the use of military force is functionally the equivalent. What the Constitution.
Why not just do it then?
Well, the value of his having to come to Congress, and he stated yesterday on TV brazenly that he doesn't intend to go to Congress. But the value of doing it, aside from honoring the Constitution, is it forces the president to articulate a clear military objective that is tied to national security. There is value in the president coming before Congress, coming before the American people and saying, here specifically is what we intend to accomplish. Here's how we intend to accomplish it. That avoids the photo op foreign policy that we've seen.
Frankly, it also gives him political cover if everything goes belly up on this. I mean, he should say, we were all in this together, including Capitol Hill.
Well, and I believe Congress would authorize military force if he lays out a credible, serious plan to complete the military objective of taking ISIS out. When terrorists declare war on America and behead American journalists, and critically, in seizing Iraq, they're taking control of substantial portions of a nation state with billions of dollars of oil revenue. The level of danger has become an order of magnitude greater because those resources give them the ability to project terror and to murder Americans. And we've got a moment right now when they're vulnerable, when they haven't consolidated power, where if we don't act now, we are tragically, I think the odds are far too high, we'll see another horrific act of terror here on the American homeland.
Senator, thank you. Nice to see you, sir.
Always a pleasure.